right, we're live. We got a little music playing. I'm putting you on to some music that I grew up with in high school.
Okay.
Just
Deerfield Beach.
yeah, you know, things are sped up a little bit. Check this out. How you feel about this? You getting hype?
Gang, dude.
Trust me.
PG voice for wide exclusive. I think on the remix of this song, I'm gonna get Common and Kanye. Yeah. Holy sh! Where'd you find this?
Yo, this is like my high school personified.
Ain't buying it. For the week out.
Dudes walking through my
Fire alarms going off all the time.
dudes walking through with their Nextels, with the remember the chirp Nextels
Yeah, dude.
that you can just play out loud.
All the rich kids with their sidekicks.
All right. Just had to play a little bit of that. Then that was just fun. Yo, Tyler,
What up?
welcome to the show, man. Welcome
you,
to the
sir.
About Whatever podcast. Let's high five it up.
About whatever.
Hey, this has been a long time coming, man. I've been trying to get you in here forever. You got a lot of things going on.
Hard to crack down, baby.
Well, while we introduce you, let's introduce yourself. I mean, I've known you for what? How many years now?
Oh, shit. At least 7, 8.
Yeah.
7 years?
Probably right
we'll
around
call it-
there.
We'll call it 7 years for
Grey
dexterity.
Dog. So I was there like, it was like 2012. We probably met.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well,
So that's 9
we've
years.
we've done a lot of things together, man. You've studied my brain
Yeah. Yep.
for money. That was fun. Let me see if I can make that. It's Kobe.
Nope.
Nope.
Big old brick.
But yeah, man, you got a lot of things going on. Let's introduce yourself a little bit to
man.
people who are out here watching the show. You know?
All right. Well,
Let's switch it up. Let's exchange that.
my name is Tyler Lewis, a jack of all trades. I'm from Detroit, Michigan, the Dirty D, 313, what up? I actually grew up in a small town called Monroe, but don't tell anybody.
Yeah, you just got to. Yeah, it's like when I'm from Florida, I'd say I'm from Fort Lauderdale, even though I'm like 20 minutes north.
Yeah, sometimes you claim Miami too, but
Yeah, I lived there for a little bit.
from Detroit, Michigan, studied neuroscience in college, spent most of my life, at least most of my career, slaving away in corporate America, studying people's brains, as you
Yeah.
mentioned, measuring brain response to advertising and media. I've started an alcoholic ginger beer company.
Yep.
Have
Jackworth ginger.
Jackworth ginger beer, yes sir. Produce comedy shows. That's my favorite job, but it pays the least. Started an art gallery. That led to me quitting my job, quitting corporate America, giving it all up.
Yeah.
Which is actually the coolest thing I've done. What else do I do, Jacob?
Well, trust me, we're gonna get there.
There's a lot of things.
what-
I'm trying racking through.
I just
I'm
start-
a bartender.
Yeah, I just realized, like, were you doing the whole like neuroscience thing while we were working together at Grey Dog?
For a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
because they were underpaying me. That's part of the reason why I left. But they were underpaying me and was picking up shifts at the Grey Dog. Also picking up a lot of phone numbers at the Grey Dog. Mic drop.
Yeah, I haven't been back in Grey Dog in forever. Grey Dog is a good spot.
Dude, I was there the other day and I dropped, yo, I used to work here. And I went over to the alumni photo and like pointed at me.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh, is that when you posted the picture on your Instagram when I was
Yeah.
I was right behind that. I remember that
hey,
night.
dude, and guess what? I got a drink comped, so it was worth it.
It worked?
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
You didn't see anybody you knew?
Hell no.
I think Jay still works there.
Okay.
Seiko still works there, I'm probably sure. I haven't been back there in forever. But
I know last time I was there, I saw Blaine.
Yep.
Blaine.
Okay. He's still there?
Yeah, dude. He's like
Okay.
GM status.
Yeah. And
Lord knows Dave is there.
damn, Dave.
That place is franchised out now.
Yeah, I had such a funny interaction with Dave, dude. It was so, oh man. Dane was there for this shit. I like came in early. This is such a funny story. I came in early because you know Dave.
Right.
Came in early. It was I was opening the restaurant, opening the cafe or whatever. So what? You get there at like 6.
Right.
It was like 6, right? So there was nobody in the cafe. I was sitting at the little counter on the edge, like by the cash register, just like reading the newspaper. And Dave came over and like snatched the newspaper off the table and was just like, "Is this what I pay you to do? Is this what I pay you to do?" I'm like, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. Nobody's even in here yet. Whatever. So that happens. That whole thing happens. Then Dane is like training a new kid the next day at Mulberry, and Dane goes, oh yeah, he's like training this dude, and Dave comes up and like checks on him and how he's doing or whatever, and he was just like, yeah, you know, just giving him the rundown about how to like work here or whatever, and then he ended it with, and if you ever mess up and you don't apologize to me, you're done. Because I like refused to apologize to him, bro. I was like, yo, this is ridiculous, dude. You're tripping. Oh man, good times though. But yeah, I didn't know you were doing the neuroscience thing while working at Grey Dog.
Yeah, man, that's when I was first getting my start. Well, when I was doing the neuroscience thing, I was hired as an intern. I worked with a guy who was pretty hardcore, we'll put it that way. He asked a lot of you, and you had to earn your keep, which obviously, you know, great philosophy. But, you know, I started working there as an intern, working for free, basically.
Yeah.
And then had to work at the Grey Dog. And then when I started getting deeper into it, you know, my opening pay living in New York City was only $35,000, dude. I was like, shit. Like,
yeah, and it was full time.
Yeah, full time. And he's like, you're starting at the bottom rung. I was like, yeah, dude, I'm starting underground.
The bottom.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I was like,
starting underground.
I ain't even got to the ladder yet, dude. I was like, fuck, bro.
You're trapped in a cave for a year, maybe
dude,
2.
Basically, man. Fucking, I had to work at Grey Dog so I could eat, dude.
Yeah.
That's
Taking food out of the bag. I did a lot of grocery shopping at Grey Dog. Sorry, Dave.
Yeah, dude, that's how I put dinner on the table. I would just show up and just be like, hey, yeah, I'll do a Grey Dog Club gluten-free bread.
Yeah. So how long? How many days a week were you doing that? You were doing that and then working at Grey Dog. What? Because I felt like we worked together a lot.
Yeah, dude. I was doing like.
Was it like off and on work with them, kind of?
I always said I was working 8 days a week. 4 days with them, 4 days at Grey Dog.
Yeah.
So there was one overlapping day. You know, which kind of led to my exhausting work behavior that I still apply today, right?
Yeah.
It's just like, fuck it, dude. Hustle.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I had an overlap of about, I think, a year and a half between the two before I went just like straight up full time with the neuroscience stuff.
Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, because like I mentioned earlier, I did those I don't know if I did 1 or 2 of those like studies.
Yeah,
which was interesting. It was just I was kind of nervous. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I was like, what am I actually signing up for?
Yeah.
You know, like a trial or something like that, like a medical trial.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, dude.
I was a little nervous.
Actually, no, man, it's I totally understand that. It's like most people are nervous. It's like that's why what it is basically is like we're measuring the speed of electrical activity on the surface of the brain, and we can see like what locations of the brain light up at certain times. Yeah. When people are watching something, and based off of those patterns of activity that we see, we can see like
an idea of how to market things to them. Or
whatever. And we can see like what people engage with, what people remember, what is emotionally intense, or what type of emotion people have in response to things. Yeah. So when we put these caps on, though, we always had to tell people, we're like, look, you won't get electrocuted. We won't be shooting things into your brain. Yeah. These were always questions people asked.
Yeah, I remember it. Because I originally thought it was just like one person at a time, but then you show up and you're like in this, you know, just like little room with like chairs lined up, and you were looking at some sort of screen. Was it a computer or was it
it was like either a TV screen or a computer screen, depending on what you're doing. I mean, I got some fun stories from doing some of those studies, because we're always like, you know, watching how people are responding to their own social media. Yeah. Or TV, or like, you know, anything on the internet. And like, you'd have some dudes. There's this one dude who has come back. He's a famous focus groupie. He came to one of our groups. We had to ban him because it was a computer study. And like during the warm up portion, we'd ask people to free browse on the computers that we give them. So this guy's like literally going through like mail order bride sites as he's going, and granted, we have a camera on his computer screen the entire time. Yeah. He's like, you know, childchinesebride.com. Dude, this guy, and after the session, he goes back to it and is like, we're like pushing people out. He's like, no, can I stay? Like, it's a fucking public library or something. Yeah. You know, this is the type of guy you probably see at a public library jerking it in the back room in the stacks. Yeah.
Have you had anybody ever like freak out?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like what are some of the like? Do people feel like because I can't remember, was it over you couldn't see around you, right? It was just
we have a a set of goggles that
Yeah,
put
yeah,
over
yeah,
people's
okay.
eyes.
Yeah.
It's almost like a visor, right?
I'm sure like people probably like at some points got claustrophobic or some shit. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Panic.
Yeah, a lot of people would claim that they're like lightheaded afterward, but it's just the effect of like, because within these visors you have that flickering light. It's almost like, you know, going into a matinee movie during the day and then walking out and you're like blinded by light. You know, and you feel a little loopy. It's just that quick transition between two like light states that really throws people off. But you know, we had one person like, you know, rip off the thing and claim that we were zapping him or something. I felt the zaps. We're not zapping you. See?
Did you still have to pay him?
Yeah, of course. my favorite though was in San Francisco, man. In San Francisco, first of all, like everybody, the type of person who goes to these focus groups, definitely is like, you know, a hustler like we are, but they hustle on a different hustle. They hustle.
Yeah, that's like an actual hustle that people do.
These guys are pros. They know every single focus group in the city. They always show up because you get paid cash. Dude. You're off the grid. So in San Francisco, we had a lot of weed smokers. So like, first of all, the brain activity was like really, really, really low.
Yeah.
Like you could pick it up in the brain activity that we're looking at, but. You know, there was this one dude, he's super cool. He had this massive afro, so we had to stick this cap over his hair. We're like sitting behind him, just like ripping and gripping, you know.
Yeah.
But like, you know, he was really cool about it. And he definitely reeked of weed and was great. I was like, sick, this guy's a homie.
Yeah.
So like, you know, he was laughing at all the jokes that I made in the beginning and, you know, chatted a little bit at the end. He walks out the focus group room. That comes back in, he's like, yo, dude, you smoke weed? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, got some for you. And granted, I'm like sitting next to my colleagues who are like, you know, doctors.
Yeah.
And he takes out a medicine bottle. I'm like, wait, not here. And I step out with him, gives me a full handful of weed and just like plops it in my hand. I was like, all right, sick.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Hell
My
yeah.
trip. So like, it's just like the number of different types of people you interacted with that shit, even though you're like doing experiments on them.
Yeah, that's what's so interesting to me is like you probably get to deal with so many different types of people,
right?
And you have to interact with them on like a more intimate level because you are like putting this like apparatus on them, and they're basically essentially trusting themselves with you, right?
Absolutely,
Which is
100%.
like the big decision. It's just like, should I let this person put this thing on my head that they might be lying to me, man?
Yeah, of course. I mean, honestly, we had a bunch of fake paperwork to make sure it looked legit. No, I'm kidding. We had enough paperwork to make sure it was legit. So
yeah,
you know, they read through it and you know probably didn't understand most of it. That means it's probably real.
Yeah, and it's crazy to think about like the world that you were just like discussing and talking about or whatever to like where you're at now. One thing I want to touch base on was how long because let's talk about the Jackworth ginger beer.
Yeah, sure.
Wait, so how long was that in the works? Was that Grey Dog days? Just an idea,
no,
and then
it started about 5 years ago.
Okay.
My business partner Jackworth, he was doing a homebrew. Gotta make sure you don't run out.
Yeah.
He was doing a homebrew and was brewing this ginger beer. And, he was living in Darien, Connecticut at the time and also working at a brewery there. So he, I would go visit him. He's a best friend from college. So I'd go visit him all the time. I'd go up to Darien. I loved Stamford because I loved going out there. It was like the type of place where like Brother Jimmy's barbecue turns into a club at night.
Stamford, Connecticut?
Yeah, dude. It's super fun.
I've never been to Connecticut, dude.
It's you gotta go. We gotta take a road.
You're the first. You're like, yo, you gotta check out Connecticut, man.
Dude, Connecticut's dope. I like going places where I feel out of place, It's like
I feel you. I do too. I like that as
dude.
well. I don't know if Connecticut would be on my places of I like maybe like Rhode Island.
Oh, dude, Rhode Island's dope too.
Like, just the irony of going to Rhode Island.
Of course.
Have you met anybody from Rhode Island?
Yeah.
I've met one person from Rhode Island. Or
too.
not from Rhode Island, but who lived in Rhode Island.
Yeah, she's real baddie.
It's an interesting place.
Yeah, dude. No.
But like, where? So it started with him,
Yeah,
right? Okay,
it started-
where did your interest in ginger or beer brewery come into play?
Yeah. So, he was messing with his homebrew. I was like, dog, we got to make a business out of this.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, we do. So, we started building a business plan, just out of, just starting out of his like homebrew area, and we went through various different iterations of the plan of what the company should look like, and built it into a thing today that now has, raised almost $100,000, is closing on a production facility in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and is about to go live.
Yeah.
So, this was just like, something that we cooked up in our living room almost.
Why was it Pittsburgh? Because he's not from Pittsburgh.
He's from Pittsburgh.
He's
actually.
from Pittsburgh. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
So Jackworth is from Pittsburgh. Him and I went to Oberlin College together.
Shout out Oberlin.
Yeah, shout out, baby.
Shout out Oberlin.
Go yo.
Yeah.
We started the company out of Connecticut. We wanted to maybe do it in upstate New York. It's very expensive to do anything in New York.
Yeah.
We then thought about doing it in Detroit for a while, and the infrastructure in Detroit just wasn't ready for a company like this. So he then moved back to Pittsburgh, PA, and was kind of getting his roots there. Now his dad owned a bar there for years, and his connections within the restaurant bar industry in Pittsburgh are huge. Plus, not to mention the pricing you can get on a production facility. We're looking at 15,000 or 1,500 square feet.
I was about to say, God
at,
damn,
1,500 square feet
warehouse, bro.
at pennies on the dollar, dude.
Yeah,
we're getting a really great deal.
Yeah.
So, we decided to start out Pittsburgh based off of his connections and just the ability to be able to grow very quickly there, because Pittsburgh is a type of place that's like very community driven. It's funnily enough the only major sports city, if you think about it this way, and this is a great way to think about Pittsburgh, is it's the only major sports city where every single professional sports team wears the same colors. You don't find that anywhere.
Oh shit, Steelers.
Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, all black and yellow.
Holy
black
shit.
and yellow. Yeah,
That's tight.
right. So the community really embraces that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everyone's wearing black and yellow all the time. Everyone's like dapping each other up.
Oh, is that why Wiz Khalifa made that song?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I thought you were just like, yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. Well, I never thought of that.
Whoa. Fucking learn new things every fucking day, dude.
Yeah, dude. but there's a lot of really successful alcobev companies that have come from Pittsburgh. Arsenal Cider. There's Red Bridge, which is a gluten-free beer. All these companies have been purchased by like major producers like Anheuser-Busch or Molson Coors. So because people support Pittsburgh-made things, you can grow pretty quickly there. And then we see an out by building our company there.
Yeah. Because my uncle actually used to make his own beer. What's like that what is that run me through that process of making this of ginger beer? Because I mean I'm sure that's a little bit of a different process from brewing just a regular beer.
It's actually fairly similar. You know what I mean? It's mostly summed up in a 3-step process. And the first step, what you do is you're basically fermenting, yeast and any sort of sucrose like sugar. To create the alcoholic portion of it, right? So the fermentation is the boozy part, and then you got to back sweeten it.
Well, how long is the fermentation process?
It depends on what you're brewing and the type of yeast that you're using.
Okay.
So for us, it could be anywhere between 4 to around 4 weeks.
Okay.
2 to 4 weeks generally, but again, that's based off the type of yeast and how alcoholic you're trying to make it. And then step 2 is the back sweetening process, where you're sweetening and spicing up and adding, like, say in our case, like the gingers or sugars or the special spices that we use. And then that has to process and, all kind of come together.
So are you just adding the raw ginger?
Yeah.
Just raw ginger into that and then kind of mixing it up a little bit?
Basically, yeah. But it has to sit for a while.
And soak.
Think of it like a soup.
Okay, all right.
And then once it's back sweetened, you then filter it, process it, and then you have to carbonate it, and then let it sit again.
carbonation? How's that process work?
It's like
Kind of like a Simply Soda. A simple. What are those things called?
Honestly, not know. Yeah, it's very similar. I don't even know. Hashtag ad Simply Soda.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's Simply Soda. It's something stream.
Soda Stream.
Soda Stream.
Yeah,
That's
dude,
what it is.
Look at that.
But Simply Soda sounds way better.
Dude, we should start a company right here.
You want to do that?
Yes, Simply Soda.
It's $1 billion idea.
Hey, no one steal that.
All right, so I mean, I DJ'd and went to your opening party that you brought over to New York. So what's the plan with that? Like, I know you said you're gonna build in Pittsburgh and hopefully grow within that area and then eventually work your way out.
Yeah, dude. Think of it like I don't know, like StarCraft.
Yeah.
Taking over little like different communities.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I got you. But yeah, you have to start from where you're
exactly
making it at.
Of course.
Know?
So actually, yesterday we got the lease for the production facility, so that's dope.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Cheers,
yeah,
cheers,
yeah,
cheers,
dude, we
that,
should
bro.
have popped off to that.
Yeah.
So we closed on that. Sound effects, man. And then the plan is to build there for the first 2 years.
Okay.
And then kind of do an eastward expansion. Go into New York City, go into New York. And as you're building any alcobev company, you have to get the right permitting and the right tax affiliations to something, the right taxation shit. We'll put it that way. Fuck corporate America.
Yeah.
Taxation shit. You gotta get the right taxation shit in every single state that you go to. And that is either through like a distributor or through an actual production facility.
Okay, so like the distributor, if you went through a distributor, they take like a portion of your profit as their tax.
Right, we don't want that.
Yeah, okay,
so
gotcha.
what we're going to do is when we move to, say, New York, and then we're going to do this in year 3, the plan is to get with what's called a contract brewer. And the contract brewer is basically an OG who knows how to brew everything, and you just give him your recipe, obviously sign a ton of NDAs and shit, and then they make the product for you and then send it to your way. And then you have whatever your process is to distribute, you have the rights to distribute your own product from there.
Okay. So it cuts out the middleman.
Right. And then obviously because, we know so many people in New York, going to start building those New York relationships with the restaurateurs who we already know.
Yeah.
Like the Grey Dogs of the world or the Kikis of the world. Shout out.
Yeah, shout out Kikis. Shout out Kikis, man. I haven't been back there in a minute. I last time I was with you, no, not the last time. There was the time before that was wild. I don't know if you remember that. I got so drunk.
Oh, yeah.
They were like feeding us, giving us those pitchers, and we ordered like all the lamb. It was like a bunch of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I definitely remember that.
Yo, you know what I was realizing though? The other day I went out to dinner. I was just like, man, I don't ever go out to dinner enough. I don't go out to dinner enough.
Why not?
I don't know.
Treat yourself. I only go out to dinner.
Yeah, I mean, I always eat out, but I'm always like getting tacos or
word.
You know what I mean? Things like that, quick bites. I'm not really like going out to dinner. But I went out to dinner the other night and had orange wine for the first time, and I was just like, I love this shit. It's all the new rave. Lady? I was with 2 ladies.
Oh shit!
Nah, they're just homegirls. Friends from Florida. Okay. But
we know that y'all from Florida do some weird ass shit though.
Yeah, Florida is a shout out Florida, man. Weird place.
It's almost like if you say cousins in Alabama, we know you fucking friends in Florida.
But I refuse to be Florida man. I can't ever be a Florida man. So okay, wait. So what were the flavors of the ginger beer again? They were like the ones that we tried at the event. So rosemary or some shit.
Yeah. So we have 2. We have alcoholic, which is just OG ginger, but we have non-alcoholic as well, which allows us to kind of sell at like farmers markets. It's almost like if you compare the alcoholic ginger beer to weed, you can say weed is to ginger beer as our non-alcoholic is to CBD. So CBD is like a gateway / like in a lot of cases like a front. You could also get excuse me.
you could also get like your the non-alcoholic ginger beers in bars as well because
Exactly,
you know what I mean.
100%.
It's for whiskey gingers or whatever else they make with ginger beer
Of
or whatever.
course, and it helps you like you can take your non-alcoholic ginger beer anywhere.
Yeah,
like, I can sell it in New York or Timbuktu if I wanted to.
Yeah.
So it's an easy way to get your name out there. So our non-alcoholic ginger beer has a lot of different varietals. We did blueberry mint, which is was a big hit there. We also had cherry, and the other one was jalapeno. That spicy shit.
Yeah, people love fucking spicy drinks, bro.
I know, man.
I don't get it. I'm not a personal
Right.
fan. I like the cherry one. I think that's the one I had.
Yeah,
But blueberry, I actually also had the blueberry mint
mint's
too.
good.
It was good.
tastes a little bit like a blueberry mint tea.
Yeah. But the other one, like when people drink like spicy margaritas or like,
Right.
I don't get it, man.
Dude, I hate a spicy margarita.
It's like, why would I want to? I want to drink something that's like gonna refresh me, not make me like
Absolutely.
feel like I'm getting kicked in the chest.
Right. There was some girl who came into the bar yesterday. She's like, I want a spicy margarita.
Yeah.
I was like, do you realize you're in a dive bar? She's like,
Yo. Okay, wait. I want to know if you remember this kid.
Uh-oh.
I met this dude at this bar last night. He just moved. Let's see if you remember him from the profile I'm going to describe to you.
Okay.
White dude. He just moved here from Milwaukee.
Oh.
He said he met you at the bar.
Oh. No.
What was it? Nico. Wait, hold on. All right, whatever. I'll find it later. I added him last night for sure, but I can't find his.
Did you meet him last night?
Yeah, I met him last night.
I don't know, man. I meet a lot of people. I'm at this point, like, I'm a big fan of this theory that, you know, you can only meet so many people in your life,
Yeah.
and then you just like top out. I think I'm there. There's so many people who I meet at the bar who are like,
Whatever.
who
I'll
come
find
in,
it later.
they come in, they're like, hey, do you know
Remember me?
I'm like, no.
So what bar are you at now? So yeah, you really are a jack of all trades, man.
Yeah,
I know you, and there's another dude I know named Katz who's like kind of similar, bro. Like,
Yeah.
who just like one of those dudes or women or whatever that just kind of like has their hand in a lot of different things. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I mean, you gotta I was once told, no, this is great. Somebody who I worked with once was like, it's really good to know a little bit about 10 things and a lot about 2 things, because you
Yeah.
can then, you know,
Yeah.
spread your network, right?
Yeah.
So like, you know, that's kind of how I've looked at it for so long, is like, you know, get my hands in a lot of different things. And then it all kind of comes back. There's a yawn from last night. Thank you. No sleep. Get your hands in a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And
I
it
always
all
felt the
works
same way
itself
too.
out, but they can all work together. So here's the genius: is not to sound conceited, but it's like, you know, the bar. Learn the bar industry. It's related to the alcoholic ginger beer company, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you have alcoholic ginger beer. Well, in events, and a big arm of ginger beer and running a brewery is running events. So then you have to be associated with some sort of creative production, comedy,
Yeah.
right? That's why I produce the comedy shows. Then, in addition to that, you have the art gallery, right? Also arts and culture. And art galleries can provide spaces for events.
Yep.
So they're all
tie into
they're
each
all
other, yeah.
interconnected. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And you can bring them all together.
Yeah.
And that's when you have like a massive like explosion.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel the same way, man. Like I mean, I've always felt like that too. Like I've done so many different types of little jobs or gigs or types of things that I feel the same. Yeah, it's better to know 10 things than it be really good at 2.
Right. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? All right, I never heard that before, but that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I see why.
But what bar are you bartending at now?
I'm at the Grizzly Pear. Shout out.
Oh yeah. I remember this.
Which is also a comedy club. Shout out.
Shout out.
See, it's fucking. It all comes together.
Yeah. Well, I want to let's start talking about these comedy shows because that's a long one.
I mean,
That's a long one, man. Because
we got a lot to talk about, bro.
we do.
We got a 2-hour special. Speaking of specials, this was only $4.49. You got ripped off.
I did. We bought it from the bodega, not the grocery store.
Oh, damn.
You know.
Paying those bodega prices.
I support.
Although
I support the local hustle.
Never from concentrate. So, you got that good premium shit.
That's straight from Florida, bro.
No pulp.
Yep. I was thinking about getting the pulp. I like pulp.
Yeah.
But I don't know how people will feel about pulp and mimosas.
Dude, I love a little bit of pulp and everything, You got to get a little dirty sometimes. Yeah.
Okay. Comedy shows.
All right. What about them?
Let's talk about the origin, man. Because first off, I want to say that you met a bunch of my friends that I used to come with to the ones when it started outdoors at the East River Amphitheater.
Yeah.
When it was called vaccine comedy.
Vaccine.
You can't say quarantine.
Yeah. Well, you can't say vaccine anymore either.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, dude.
Think they're gonna let me come out this episode?
I hope so.
Yeah. No, so vaccine comedy that started off in the East River Amphitheater. That was like a big thing, man. Like, because it was during, obviously it was during a time where people weren't, bars weren't really open yet, right. and kind of just people were still looking for outdoor things to do, and it wasn't too cold.
Sure.
So that was like, I remember like we would all be excited to come. It was Wednesdays originally, right?
Originally, yeah.
Originally it was Wednesdays in the East River Amphitheater, BYOB, BYOJ.
Yep. There were both those things.
Bring your own joints, bring your own weed. Which was
some of those white girls were BYOK. I was yo, dude. This ain't that type of party. But they got by anyways.
I mean, you just go in the back of the East River Amphitheater. It's like the perfect area to do something like that. You know what I mean? It just makes sense.
Fucking white girls, man.
So you and Eli, who's your current roommate.
Yep.
So are you guys, talk to me about the origins of that. Were you guys just in the house talking one night and we're like, we should do something, man, like get people out or whatever? Or
actually, it was Eli was the sole proprietor in the beginning. He was a comic who was losing his fucking mind, so I was witness to it. And probably like a lot of the comics who we started working with is like, he's got a lot of content and nowhere to perform. So he was on a walk one day, and he walked by the East River Amphitheater, which is in East River Park. Shout out. And sees this massive like abandoned amphitheater with nothing going on. Now,
they rarely use it for things.
Right. The only other thing I went there for was a weird dance party.
I saw Rat King there and a couple other people. Yeah.
Wait, a Rat King or
no Rat King? Like Wiki.
Oh, word.
Yeah, like they're the old collective. I don't think they're really together anymore. I think they all went independent. But yeah, I went there with Mass People and saw Wiki and like a couple other people.
Yeah, word.
But yeah, that's really the only thing I ever seen it used for.
There's nothing going on there. It's like they say that they're going to tear it down and create a big wall, not to keep out people from the other side, but to keep away like hurricane, what do you call it? Storm surge?
Yeah. But how big of a wall? Like,
I know.
It's just going to go right by the side of it. What is
that
wall going to do?
They got to ask Donald Trump. He might know how big that wall needs to be.
Yeah, Jesus
Fucking
Christ.
asshole. So Eli's walking by this park and is like, yo, dude, something could happen there. So he bought a mic, bought a speaker, and him and our other co-producer, Pierce Morton, shout out, and started doing this comedy show, outdoors, socially distanced, etc. Now, I was just an attendee in the beginning, but in the beginning, like he was getting a lot of people he was going out flyering, he was getting a lot of people to come in through like his social channels, and I was like, well, I got a good social channel too, etc. Started inviting a lot of my friends. Now, I got involved because Pierce, again, one of the co-producers, he was doing this joke about how crazy it would be. He was comparing how women talk about how their boobs get bigger when they're pregnant. He's like, what if the same thing happened to guys, but their dick got bigger? And he uses the mic as a prop, but he dropped the mic on the concrete and broke it. So I came in, I was like, I'm going to come in and I'm going to buy the mic, but you guys got to give me producer cred. So I bought the mic, and I came in and I got the producer cred. Now, when I was in, I was like, all right, your social media sucks, your posters suck. Let me take control of those. Let me start promoting it. Let me start getting other people in, etc. So, I came in after they had started it, but I came in at a time where, they'd kind of hit their own ceiling, or they had hit a little bit of a ceiling with like the number of people coming, and I opened up a few other channels for them.
Yeah.
And then also improved the marketing. Now, starting outside at a time when no comics are able to do comedy. This was happening throughout the city. We're not the only ones. People were doing it at Central Park. People were doing it in Prospect Park. There have been stories about it, et cetera,
Yeah.
blowing up over here. But we were the proprietors of the Lower East River Park. Now, because all these comics were like cooped up and didn't have any, place to do their comedy, we were able to work with like a lot of like big names, early on. People like Mark Norman, Todd Barry, Maddie Smith, all these people who are well-known folks in, say, like, the West Village in the Comedy Cellar, but also beyond in our touring comics.
Yeah.
We were able to get them on our show early on. So we started working with a lot of these bigger comics. Now, we went from Lower East River Park then to a backyard. When it got cold, we went to a backyard in Williamsburg.
Yep.
Because this guy owned a bunch of heaters, and it was a nice, quaint backyard surrounded by, buildings on either end. So we were there for a little while, up until, so between the months of, I think, end of November through beginning of the year through like February, when stuff started opening up outside in restaurants, we were in this backyard. The problem was, in this backyard, you have neighbors. So when we were doing comedy in this backyard,
Shut the fuck up.
yeah, no, seriously, you had one woman who was a crotchety asshole. She's like, "Shut up, you're not funny." So that was week one, and then week one the cops were called. Week two, the people were heckling, and then week three, we had one of the neighbors throw a fucking egg from the third floor, hit one of our audience members in the face.
Oh,
dude.
my
Her
God.
face like welted up. Like, everyone's like, whoa. I mean, that's assault.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy. So then we had to move out of there. But luckily, the timing of that was perfect, because it lined up with right around the time that places were opening up. And we were able to solidify some indoor space, socially distanced. It was like back when, I think it might have been March, actually, when, we were at 25% capacity.
Yep.
And, you could, in a 70-person place, have like 25 people. So anyways, moved to indoor spaces and, started proliferating our, network through these bars. Now, if you think about it this way, going back to the ginger beer, the number of bar relationships I've been able to build up from being at different bars and bringing comedy to different bars throughout the city are massive.
Yeah.
So, when ginger beer comes, I'll hit up Parkside Lounge, like, yo, guys, how you doing? Remember the comedy guy? Well, got something else for you. You know what I mean? So, anyways, had been doing these bar shows, and then we were approached about midsummer by The Stand, which is, in terms of comedy clubs, one of the best in New York City.
Yeah.
We got a show at The Stand, a bi-weekly show where we are exposed to even better comics, more famous comics. Like David Tell dropped in on our show recently, and people are like, whoa, shit, David Tell. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, and this is the type of place where, like, you get drop-ins from people who everyone
You had
knows, like,
Roy Woods too, right?
Roy Wood Jr. was on recently.
Yeah.
Who's fucking massively known, Daily Show correspondent, etc. Michael Costa, Daily Show correspondent. Next week we got Josh Johnson, who dropped a comedy. He's been on Comedy Central. He's got a Comedy Central special. I think he's got a Netflix special. So, like, these guys are like legit folks who are just all homies. Like, I was at the bar the other day. I was at the Comedy Cellar, and David Tell comes up to me. He's like, yo, man, how you doing? Thank you for having me on your show. Can I buy you a drink? I'm like, fuck. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is nuts, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's I mean, it's my favorite job, pays the least, but like,
Yeah.
you know, the goal is to turn it into a brand and go from there. Sorry, man. So the fun story about, we originated as vaccine comedy,
Yeah.
right? But we had to rebrand. And you know that whole story, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, but we'll tell the people.
Yeah, let me know. Yeah, you got shadow banned,
Yeah.
essentially, right?
Dude,
Yeah.
we still are. And there's some future stuff coming up. We gotta rebrand again, but you know, that's a whole nother story. So, anyways, we had to rebrand. It was June 16th. I remember the exact day. June 16th, there was a hearing between the government and Facebook.
Yeah.
Right. Facebook owns Instagram. Blah blah blah. Now the government was blaming Facebook and Instagram for the massive spread, for having low vaccination numbers, basically. So they're saying that, you know, Facebook and Instagram are allowing the spread of misinformation on their networks, which means people are not getting, they're getting poor information about the vaccine, not getting it, and there's low numbers. So on that day, they started pushing everything vaccine related down on the newsfeed and basically canceling it. You know, so even positive vaccine stuff. And if you just said vax, you know, if you said
even if you say it in a story, or the little disclosure in the bottom comes up or whatever.
Right, absolutely.
It's so crazy how that happens, how that works.
Right. So we had to rebrand to Heavy Pet because we saw that our posts weren't getting as much likes or weren't getting as much like engagement as, you know, they had once. Even when we were pumping like $50 into promotion, you know, we would get 0% of our promotion because it's only going back to people who follow us already. So had to rebrand to Heavy Pet Comedy. Now where we're at now is Heavy Pet is still linked to vaccine. You do a Google search right now and type in Heavy Pet Instagram or Heavy Pet Comedy Instagram. We don't show up on Google. So we're just doing a full rebrand coming up.
Well, you think it's just because of the name? It's just too broad of a name, or
no? Because it was linked. If you type in like the exact handle, you could type. We've tried this with other things. Like, you know, with Eli's handle, like Joke of Eli Instagram, he comes up. Heavy Pet Comedy is the only Heavy Pet Comedy Instagram. It doesn't come up on Google at all because it's still linked to that old account. We just did a name change on that old account. Right? So the origins are still Vaccine Comedy. Right.
It doesn't register as a new name.
So we've tarnished the name of Heavy Pet now unknowingly. And we noticed even on our promotions on Facebook and Instagram, we're still not getting any new followers. We're not reaching a new audience based on the insights. We're only reaching people who follow us. So we have a full new rebrand again coming up.
Can we get an early preview of the name?
Yes, you can.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to call it Probably Comedy.
Okay. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, and we're using the little shruggy as our logo.
Okay.
What do you mean you like that? That's a fucking badass name, dude.
Probably I fucking love it, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick. Oh.
That's what I needed.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah, but that's crazy. That's a shitty story too. Yeah, because the origins being originated at or being linked originally registered as Vaccine Comedy. So
right. Who knew that Heavy Pets would be linked to fucking vaccines?
Yeah.
You know.
Where did Heavy Pet come from? What was the
So PET is an acronym for my co-producers and I. So you have Pierce, Eli, Tyler. Okay. So we were fucking around with it. We had to do a quick rebrand. Shout out to my dude Morgan Whipple who helped push that through too. He did a full catalog of fat pets. Normal pets like fat lions and pandas, etc. So we did it over a weekend. We're just like fuck, like PET. Oh, that spells pet. We're like TEP. Ept, you know, like playing with the letters of our names. And when pet came up, we're like heavy petting, huh? Funny. And then like, you know, having the fat pets as our collateral was kind of the big idea behind it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but we didn't love it. That's why we're coming to
going to probably comedy. But
shit,
what if somebody takes us, bro?
Dude,
this episode's coming out on Wednesday, so.
Dude, I'll probably whoop their ass. Gang, bitch.
Little bitch. Yo, fucking hilarious.
Yeah, bro. Oh, God.
Yeah, I just almost messed up that one right there.
Yeah, you almost messed up that mic. I hope they clean it afterward.
Oh, yeah, they got to. Let me... We drank... We're basic, dude. Mimosas on a Sunday.
Dude, I fucking... You got the eggs on the way?
Actually, yeah, no, I'm cooking. Like, you know the kitchen that you walked past when you were in the going to the bathroom?
Yeah.
I usually cook out of there every Sunday. People join up.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I do waffles and... pancakes
and co-ed co-op. Can you tell the members of the co-op to bring some goddamn toilet paper?
Yeah. My friend had to wipe his ass with his hand today
because I had to fucking waddle to a different fucking stall, dude.
Yeah, luckily, nobody's really ever in there.
Yeah, dude. It looks like someone was in there just taking all the toilet paper, dude. The last person in there was a mummy. Yeah. Just the mummy had to get dressed, taking all the toilet paper, dude.
Yeah, okay. So, we go from heavy pet comedy to My Pet Farm.
Oh, My Pet Ram.
My Pet Ram, the art gallery that you have.
Lots of pets, bro.
Yeah, what's up with that? What is it the same thing?
No, it was completely by chance.
Yeah, so if whoever's listening, put shout out where you're at. It's what 83 Hester.
48 Hester.
48 Hester. Yeah. 48 Hester.
Yeah, Ludlow and the Hester. Yeah.
Describe me the gallery for a little bit because I've only seen the one exhibit, the basketball one.
That was a
the opening one.
Yeah. Well, okay, so. Let's rewind a little bit. Let's go to the event that you DJ'd. Okay, the event that you DJ'd.
Oh yeah.
Was the Jackworth ginger beer event, right?
Mm-hmm.
We found that space because the neighbors over there, Leisure Center, the guys who run the vintage store.
Yeah.
I was asking him, like, dude, I want to do a pop up. Where do we go? And he told me about this like empty gallery that's right next door. I'm like, fuck yeah, all right. So we did the event there, and the price was right for the daily rate. I was like, well, if the day rate's this low on this gallery, wonder what the monthly is. And the monthly was equally low.
Yeah,
they're looking to sell it, so or just pass it along and get somebody in there. So at that time, another person who was involved with the pop up that we did does basketball art, and art himself has also worked with a few different gallerists and has been wanting to open My Pet Ram for a while. I approached him. I was like, hey man, this place is built out for a gallery. Why don't we just open a gallery?
Yeah.
And he's like, sure.
Fuck,
sure.
yeah, fuck
let's bring My Pet Ram to New York because he was initially trying to do it in Santa Barbara. So, we brought it to New York City. We opened June 11th with our first show, the basketball show. And this basketball show was kind of a long time coming for my partner, Marcelo, on that as well, because he's always wanted to do this basketball show. He's curated it already. He's made contacts with like all the artists involved. So we opened up with all basketball-related art, 13 different artists.
Yep.
All featuring and celebrating the art of basketball, right? Mm-hmm. But if you think about basketball, it's like there's a lot more to it. It's like, such a cultural thing that's brought together so many different communities, and because of the type of and the nature of the sport, where nobody's wearing helmets, nobody's like covering their faces. Like these athletes have become icons, and these are mostly black athletes coming from the inner cities of America, also working like closely with rappers and bringing together like all this now what we see mainstream art into the forefront, and artists have gotten involved and fucking fallen in love with these guys as icons themselves and started painting them as like iconic portraits. You know what I mean? So had a lot of really great work featuring a lot of these athletes in that first show. So, but I got into it on a whim. I was like, fuck it. Like, I hate my job. That was the neuroscience job. I hate my job. I have some money sitting around. Let's do something crazy. Yeah. And we started the gallery.
That's sick, man.
Yeah.
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 And it's crazy because you just dropped the whole like advertising neuroscience path that you took.
Totally.
Right?
Totally.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, when you told that to me, I think it was probably the last time we hung out. You told me that you don't do anything in that world anymore. I was like, oh shit, I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you, man.
You know what I'm
Thank
saying?
you. Hey, dude. The non-compete had something to do with that too, but thanks to Biden, there ain't no non-compete no more. But also, like, I don't know. I've gotten to this point where I'm like, I don't want to work for nobody else anymore.
Same.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
I've spent too much time, having to answer to other people's expectations, but those are their expectations, and expectations are so personal. It's like, why not only have to live up to your own expectations for yourself? You know what I mean? And that's where I'm at. I'm just like so jaded.
I feel you, man. This is
There's so many people who are like so comfortable in that space, which is great. Like, good for them. Like, they need that structure, but I work best out of structure. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm like 50-50 on that. Like, sometimes I love structure. Sometimes I'm like, but at the same time, it's like you can be, as an entrepreneur, you can be the one that brings your own structure to your own life, rather than having to depend on somebody to provide that structure for you.
Sure.
It just comes down to a matter of self-discipline.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Essentially.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you want to just take that plunge and, it's like working from home, right?
Oh,
it's
dude.
like it's like working from home. Like, you have to like get up and like motivate yourself to like get out. But before that, you had a reason to. You were like, get up, you'd go to the office, whatever it may be, But now you're stuck in a fucking house,
Right.
the whole day.
Well, I mean, I think that's a lot of what led to me leaving too. Is like, working from home every single day. You wake up at 9:00 and roll right over to your fucking Zoom meeting, and you're forced to be on camera at 9:00 in your house, but also look presentable, but you got hairs coming out every which way.
Yeah.
And then, your boss comments on like the way you look on Zoom. I'm like, well, I don't want to turn on my fucking camera. I'm working from home. I don't care that you put on a custom suit to get on a Zoom call, you bitch.
He's only wearing the top though. He's in shorts underneath. On the bottom.
I just pictured him wearing nothing. I was like, HR.
I mean, just ass all out on his leather chair.
Sick, dude. He probably took all that toilet paper. Anyway, but like, yeah, dude, like, you wake up at 9 and you're on Zoom meetings all day long, right? And there's been studies on how it is not healthy for you to look at yourself that long throughout the day, right? And there's like many, and I'm like, we're a neuroscience company. Why don't we pay attention to these things? Because like, we're on meetings all day long until 4:00, literally back to back to back. Then you're expected to put together a deck and put together other things. Well, you do the math, you got to end up working till 9 p.m. So you're putting in 12-hour days at the same time, like, not leaving your house because you have this pressure to get shit done, but you can't get shit done because your mind is always elsewhere. And you're just like, you can't focus on the task because you have like a cat, you have to feed yourself, some shit like that, some variable of that. And it just becomes like a vicious cycle. And that vicious cycle is like also a lot of the reason why I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I hit a wall. I hit a mental wall. It was like, they'd cut my pay anyways. So I was like, oh, fuck yeah. Company infected by COVID, cut my pay. And also, you're asking me for 110% when you just cut my pay by 40%. Like, suck it. You know what I mean?
For
like,
real, yeah.
It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah, man. Well, now you got the comedy show. Now you got the gallery. How much more time you got at the gallery? Or wait, tell me how do you even meet the artists that you get to feature their art in the gallery?
Dude, Instagram is an incredible thing.
Yep.
Usually, like, mostly through Instagram, to be honest.
And what do you like offer them you obviously offer them a cut of what they sell.
Of course,
Or you take a cut of what they sell.
We take a cut. Yeah, I mean, the gallery world is interesting. It's something I've learned a lot about recently. It's like, look, you work with an artist, you feature their art, and then, you work out some sort of agreement on, how you price it, et cetera, et cetera. for the artists, it gives them an opportunity to, you know, put their art out there. And, like, you know, visibility is key in the art world. For us, we get an opportunity to help them sell their art and use our network of collectors to, you know, introduce them to a new artist or something.
Yeah.
So it's a very mutually beneficial world, which is really cool to work in. It's like, again, like looking at comedy, same thing. It's like, you know, a lot of the comics who we work with, like, you know, we'll pay them, but they want our, you know, network as well, right? So they'd be willing to do our show for a little bit less sometimes because they want this new group of people, right? You know, like most of the things that we pride ourselves on in both the art gallery and the comedy is like we have a very unique audience, right? From the art side, you know, we like to work because of where we're at and where we're located in the Lower East Side, and like our network, we're catering to like a new collector, right? From the comedy side, we're catering to a group of people who don't necessarily always seek out comedy.
Word.
Because
Yeah.
comedy is like such a unique thing. Like people go to the West Village to go see comedy, McDougal Street. That's where comedy lives, right? But, you know, we're able to bring in people and be like, hey, you might like a comedy show. And that person's like, hey, I think you're right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So anyways, getting back to how we meet these folks, even through the comedy thing, is like just DMing folks, you know, like DMing people who you're fans of. But also, like, there is some art into, you know, how you're curating these shows. And, like, obviously, like, you do some research before you just go willy-nilly DMing somebody. But mostly DMs and Instagram have been the biggest way of communicating with any artist that I work with.
Word. That is crazy, too, because, I mean, essentially that's how I've, you know, with this show especially, too. A lot of the guests, I mean, no, I don't know. Actually, I know a lot of the guests. But, yeah, we always discuss things through, or I'm always getting referred to people through Instagram. Somebody will send me, like, yo, you got to check this person out, or blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I mean, you DM'd me. I was like, bitch, you got my phone number.
Wait, did I DM you asking to do the show, or did I text you? No, you texted me. You texted me, said, yo, let's fuck it, let's do a show.
Yeah, dude.
Let's do a show this weekend or whatever. I was like, all right.
I don't blow up my spot like that.
Yeah, you texted me, motherfucker. How we out? We killed it?
Yeah, we killed it. I'm killing the rest of it. I'm the
Fuck it.
guest.
Fuck it.
I'm the guest. I'm about to kill you with that bottle, bro.
Damn.
Is this the part of the show where we just say chopping it up, dude?
Yeah, no, this is the part where we just kind of hang out, you know? Let me just pretend like I poured some in there, so I'll just pour a little, All right, but so what's next, stuff? So what's next for the gallery? What's next for the comedy shows? Tell people about where they can come to see these things, too, as well.
Shit. I hope. Take out a pencil and pen. All right, so comedy shows. You heard about the rebrand. We're going to be announcing that rebrand officially at the end of. We gave ourselves to November 1st.
Yeah.
So November 1st, we're going to be announcing probably comedy, but in the meantime, you can find us at Heavy Pet Comedy, all one word. Don't type it in Google because you won't be able to find it. Go to Instagram and type it in. Yeah, and we're going to be at the stand this Tuesday with a fire lineup. Then we'll be.
I gotta take off a Tuesday so I can like come to one of these shows, man. I'm always working.
We go up on a Tuesday, as a philosopher
Conan
once said.
As a philosopher named McConan.
Yeah, so we're here. We're there this Tuesday, and then the following week we're gonna be doing a show on Thursday at this place called the V Spot. The V Spot's a really cool spot. It's a vegan restaurant out front. In the back, there's a comedy club, like a speakeasy comedy club.
Oh, okay.
The most New York thing ever.
What's the entrance look like? What is it?
Where
do you walk through to get to it?
The entrance looks like a fucking vegan restaurant.
Yeah, okay.
It's like literally a vegan restaurant.
No, you walk in through the vegan restaurant, right? You're inside.
Yeah.
But when you get to the door that leads into the speakeasy, what's
okay.
that? Like, what is it disguised as something?
It's just curtains, red curtains, and then above the top it says St. Mark's Comedy Club. But it's but it's kind of like, it's almost like, it's very comparable to the Garrett above the Five Guys in the West Village. You know what I'm talking about?
I know, I've never been there, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so you walk in, it's like, you know that there's something going on back there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They don't try to like, they don't try to cover it up because like the Speakeasy Comedies, getting, generating business for the vegan restaurant because the guy who owns the vegan restaurant is a comic and he wanted to build his own comedy club. Nice. Shout out Alex Carbano. He's fucking incredible. So, he built this vegan restaurant with his brothers. It's a staple on St. Mark's and in Prospect Park called V-Spot.
They both have comedy clubs in them? Just the one in St. Mark's?
The one on St. Mark's, yeah.
Okay. St. Mark's and what?
St. Mark's and...
In between...
It's like the thickest St. Mark's, just put it that way.
So it's, probably between First and A...
Yeah, we'll call it that. I don't know, dude. When I'm there, I'm just like... I black out when I'm there, dude. It's crazy. It's like you black out just because, like, fucking, like... Because GHB is like airborne there. You're like,
really?
No, it's St. Mark's, bro. Come on,
St. Mark's. I don't ever have fucking party on St. Mark's or hang out on St. Mark's.
Were you ever 21?
Not on St. Mark's.
Consider yourself lucky.
I bet I probably would have had a fucking gauges and a lip piercing or some shit.
For real, but also like, oh man, it's like frat central.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I've been through there, but like,
I didn't know New York City had frats, dude.
Dude.
Oh, you're looking at me.
I was in a frat.
Oh shit.
No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry,
I wasn't.
Man.
I'm sorry, man.
Delta Lambda Champagne.
Nah, I'm not. I wasn't in one at all. No way.
Delta Lambda Prosecco.
When I did go to Brooklyn College, like in my head, and like because you think of being from Florida, when you think of like fraternities and you don't know any better, you're like think of like FSU, right, those huge fucking schools. But then I got to Brooklyn College and they had some, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And I met one of the dudes, and he was just like, yeah, come party with us or whatever one night. And I went to party with them, and it was the wackest fucking party I've ever been to in my entire life. And I was like, I can never do this, bro. I can never pledge or be involved in any type of shit like this ever. It was bad.
I pledge allegiance to my dad.
Yeah, pay for your friendships.
Pledge allegiance to my dad, who used to be in this fraternity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, we'll be at this St. Mark's Comedy Club, Heavy Pet Comedy at St. Mark's Comedy Club on the following Thursday. Let me get some dates.
Yeah, give me some dates.
Let me get out that calendar real quick because I ain't good at dates. That's why I'm still single. Boom.
Oh, boom.
I know.
I'm great at dates, but I'm still single. Oh, yeah, that's what everybody says, bro.
It's a great date, dude.
He's a great date, dude.
Thursday, October 14th at V-Spot / St. Mark's Comedy Club. Then back at the stand on Tuesday, October 19th.
Okay. Yeah, so everybody will be able to hear about these before.
And then Thursday, October 28th, we're going to be doing some sexy comedy at the Walker Hotel Tribeca.
Sexy comedy?
Sexy comedy. Oh, not like that, dude. It's just like in a sexy space.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at the Walker Hotel Tribeca.
Yeah.
That one's going to be fun. There's a speakeasy down there. Okay. That just opened up, and we're gonna be doing some comedy down there. I fucking
love speakeasies, man.
Yeah, dude, I do too. I think they're overrated. It's like,
some of them are.
It's like it's all about finding them. It's a lot like meeting up with somebody from a dating app. You know what I mean? Like you find them, and you're like super excited in the beginning, but then once you're in them, it's not as exciting.
Bing, bing, boom, boom.
Shit. Sorry.
Yeah. Nah, I haven't been to one in a long time, but it's like a cool place to take, like if you take them to the right place, if you go to the right one, it's a cool place to take a date. Right. Because it's just like, oh, look at this, like, especially if they've never heard of it or like, you know what I mean? And then, it's always fun.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, shout out speakeasies,
I don't love them, man. I know. Like I said, like once you're inside, it's just.
I like the ones where you go though and you can't like order. Yeah, I like the ones that you go inside and you can't necessarily like order like a specific drink. You have to they like ask you what you like and it's the bartender's choice.
Dude,
I love that type of shit.
I'll tell you what, that's the worst thing for a bartender though. It's like I would hate to be a bartender.
So a lot of pressure, right? It's like...
dude, no, dude. I go to like it's like you take someone's order. They're like, I'm like, what can I get you? Like a beer.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, what kind of beer? A lager. I'm like, dude, like, tell me something. Like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna come here and like surprise you. Then you're like, bitch, that sucked. Fuck your tip. Like, no, I'm gonna help you learn how to make decisions right here and right now. Like,
yeah.
Even some fucking like, we get so many weird people. There's like one person who's just like, it's like, you pick. I'm like, literally, like, not only, he didn't even give me beer. He just says, you pick.
Yeah. Out of all beers?
Yeah, dude. You have margaritas. You got fucking whiskeys. You got everything. Like, you pick out of any alcohol whatsoever.
Just give them the most expensive thing.
Duh. It's like, bitch, here's Casamigos.
Yeah. Casamigos?
Yeah,
I'm sure you got more expensive stuff than Casamigos.
Yeah, we do, but Casamigos is the most expensive tequila, and people drink it a lot.
It has made it... Casamigos took over Hennessy. Hennessy used to be what Casamigos is now.
All right, dude, for real.
You know what I'm saying?
I know, dude. That's some astute shit right there, man.
Dude. You got to pay attention to these cycles.
And there was a bad joke there that I was about to do about cycles, dude.
Oh, my God.
Anyway, so we're going to move on from that. So then you can find me bartending at the Grizzly Pear, since we're talking about it, at the Grizzly Pear on McDougal Street, 107 McDougal, right between Minetta Lane.
You're just dealing with NYU students
Bleecker.
all night, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, dude. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I am playing... I'm playing professor and father. Go home.
Get the hell out of here.
You got a test tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. NYU students. Well, you know you're working with the NYU students when they're like, yo, what kind of alcohol's in a margarita?
Yeah.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you like seriously? Like I literally got that question. Another guy's like, wait, is whiskey brown?
For real?
Yeah. I'm just like, sometimes. Yeah, dude.
That's crazy, man. All right, yeah. So people can catch you at the Grizzly Pear. They can catch you at 48 Hester with the
48 Hester at My Pet Ram.
My Pet Ram.
Instagram is my.pet.ram.
Boom, boom, bang.
We're doing an opening on Friday. Boom.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, we're opening.
This is coming out on Wednesday, so people will be able to know.
We're doing.
I'll send you this clip so we can. This is one you can promote.
Absolutely, you got you, baby.
You got you, baby.
Gang. We got. We're opening a show on Friday. It's gonna be super cool. It's a bunch of like really big pieces.
Yeah.
By an artist who passed away last year. Her name is Hildy Hay. But we're lucky enough to have her art, so we're excited about that. And then the other thing at Jackworth Ginger Beer, at Jackworth Ginger Beer, all one word. Yep. We are
great ginger beer company.
Yeah, dude. We're gonna be we got some things up our sleeve. I told you the lease is getting signed, and we're gonna be in full production hopefully by beginning of next year. So. You know, I'll sneak some Prohibition style across the state borders.
Oh yeah,
to
baby.
New York City.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bring you some ginger for that tum tum. And then, God, I could barely keep up. Man. You can find me at Ty_am_legend, so you can keep up with all this other bullshit that I'm doing.
All right, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yo, thank you for coming in, bro.
We
killed a bottle of champagne. We did other things.
Yeah, no pulp, dude.
No pulp.
Yeah, let's just fucking chop it up, dude. I like hearing my voice on this thing.
This is cool, right? This is shout out Pirate Studios as well, because we use them. I found them through one of my guests. They put me onto this place. It started in in Europe somewhere, like UK area and shit like that. But they opened up studios in America, man. So
well, I know that.
Shout out Pirate.
Actually, funnily, because it's associated with the box, right?
No.
No, box. Like there's something was called Box Entrance.
Yeah, the box is here too. Yeah, but that's not. I don't think Pirate Radio is affiliated with them. I think it's
Okay.
because CBS is also here too.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
Box can suck it, but
Why, you had beef with them?
no, I don't know. My actually the reason why I was like super confused and like had this like moment when I was walking in is
Am I at the right place?
no Neuro Insight, the old company I worked for. Their UK office was in a Box location.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
word.
yeah. That's why I was like, wait. Also, what the fuck is CBS doing out here?
I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, like
I think it's like a certain branch of CBS. I don't think they're they're definitely not doing the news out of this place.
right.
But
It was the gang branch, dude.
yeah,
They're
who knows?
fucking
This is
deep-
where the weatherman's at. He comes here with the green screen
Yeah,
in the back.
deep in the schwick.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But Tyler,
Hey, pleasure.
thank
man.
you.
Money hands.
Money hands.
Money hands.
Yeah,
That was fun.
All right, that was fun, man. Have a good one, dude. Enjoy your film festival.
Sick.